Man, this week has it been tough. The Southeast has been affected so horribly by this hurricane, starting in Florida, going all the way up, I've heard, into Indiana and Ohio and all the states in between. So, this week here on Recharging with Champions for your daily jumpstarts, I thought let's spend this week being a beacon of information when it comes to real estate and natural disaster. Because you know what? Natural disaster 100% affects how we do business and someone's ability to buy or sell or refinance their house. So let's jump in today. It is Monday, so I like to give a memory. And I actually have a memory that happened back in 2021 when the rates were super low. I had a home that I was doing in North Carolina, and the area that it was in was affected by a hurricane. Now, the house was fine, it was in good standing, so that was great, but we were ready to close on this transaction. They were chomping at the bit. They were supposed to close the day after the hurricane hit. We obviously had some delays, but we ended up having to delay 2 whole weeks. And it was for something that you probably wouldn't think about when it comes to buying and selling real estate. But that is, the courthouse was not open. So, one of the requirements for a lender to be able to close a loan is to be able to record the deed and the mortgage. And if that courthouse is closed, we can't close. So, we were having to wait weeks, even though everything was fine with the house. Everybody was ready to move forward, but we could not close because that courthouse wasn't open. So, that is one of the two things that must be okay after a FEMA disaster area has been declared. One, you've got to make sure that the house is okay. And two, we've got to have a courthouse to record the deed and the mortgage in. So this is something that happened. We were able to move forward. Everybody understood. I mean, it's a natural disaster. So we know it's nobody's fault. But at the same time, that was something that we had to come up with ideas to work around, right? We had to make sure somebody had a home to live in for the 2 weeks that was extended. We had to make sure that the sellers had their sale postponed. Everything had to line up, and people had to basically meet in the middle to make this all work. So we might see things like this happen. Actually, we probably will see things like this happen because I don't believe some of those courthouses are going to be open for a while. So just keep in mind that some of those mortgages, even on the houses, if they were trying to buy or sell a house and they are in still good condition, they were up high on the mountain in Asheville, so they didn't get affected, or they were inland from Florida and didn't get affected directly, but they're in a county that was affected, that can still delay your closing. This is a tough time for so many people, but knowing what to expect, knowing is nice, right? Understanding what to expect so you're not caught off guard is going to help just ease a little bit of that stress. So make sure you're sharing that information out there with your sphere, because even if you are not in a disaster area, they probably know somebody that is. And you know what? They probably know somebody that was buying or selling in a disaster area. The chances are pretty big since we have such a large disaster area after this hurricane. Guys, stay safe and we'll see you tomorrow.